Welcome to the Blerds podcast.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Blerds and Nerds podcast. I'm Shannon.
I'm James.
I'm Jaja.
And we're back bringing you all our thoughts on everything happening in nerd culture. Got some stuff going on this week, but before we get into all of that, what are some nerdy things you guys have been up to? How you guys been doing?
Ready for this warm weather coming up.
Yeah, that freakishly warm weather.
Been good.
It's
Yeah,
crazy.
it's getting warm over here too. I can kick it off real quick with my nerdy things. It's been all Arc Raiders
All right.
and Avowed. Same from last week. I'm really trying to, focus on finishing a game. The game I chose, it seems to be like a really long game though. So it's one of those huge RPG like stories, but I'm progressing, pretty good towards it through it. As far as Arc Raiders goes, there's an expedition that's about to start. So you have a chance to reset your level and all your stats and everything, which I'm going to take part of and see what that's about and, grind back up. And now that I know a little bit more about the game, it should be a little bit easier. So I'm looking forward to that. As far as TV anime, I've been still running My Hero, trying to get through these last 2 seasons. I'm like halfway through, I think season 5.
Okay.
And it's stuff that I've seen already. I'm just like getting a refresher real quick before I jump into the last season.
Mm-hmm.
I did finish Fate Unlimited Blade Works. So I'm planning to jump into the new Fate that's out right now. So I'll probably be starting that this week. And that is it for my nerdy thing.
Proud to see that you're sticking to a game or trying to stick to a game. We'll see how long that lasts. Good stuff. James, what have you been up to?
Gaming and anime mostly, so still JoJo's. I finished part 5, Hold the Applause. That's my favorite part, so of course I was flying through it. But let me pull up my thing now. But the last part, 38 episodes, I'm on 4 already, so only got just a little bit left. So I'll definitely be caught up before Steel Ball Run comes out.
Nice.
I watched Vigilantes and JJK this week, so
I keep forgetting to watch Vigilantes. Okay.
yeah, that comes out on like Mondays, so it's a weird day for anime to drop. And then gaming wise, still Rivals. Well, not as much. I played some Control. I got into the playtest for the Horizon multiplayer.
Nice.
Game.
I saw that
Yeah.
was happening. Yeah.
I didn't actually play it yet though, because it's like in timed slots. So while the Saturday slot was going on, it was WWE Elimination Chamber, which I also watched that, by the way. So, but yeah, it came on like the time slot was while Elimination Chamber was on, so I didn't get to play that yet. But it's still some time today, so I'll be able to. I played a lot of Dead by Daylight, so they have a limited time game mode. It's 2v8, so usually it's 1v4, but now it's 2v8, so there's 2 killers and 8 people trying to survive and escape. So I played as a killer a couple different times, so that was actually my first time playing as the killer. The killer I used was called Wraith. I don't have any of the collabs, but the person I was playing with, they had Chucky, so it's like, he's actually like the size of the Chucky doll, so it makes it even harder, because like you're looking for this thing that you're supposed to be running from, but it's the size of a doll, so like, you gotta low-key look at the ground. But Dead by Daylight is super fun. I did play 2XKO, so I started playing that. I do like how they're give you in-depth tutorials. So like some fighting games, they'll be like, hey, here's the controls, but they don't tell you why these are the controls.
Mm-hmm.
But like they're going into like, all right, here's air dodges, here's ground dodges, these are situations where you use them. So that one I like a lot, the tutorial mode for sure. I didn't play any like live games, I just was going through tutorials. So that'll help me for when Tokon comes out, because then I'll have more just fighting game background knowledge. And I play this other game, I seen it on TikTok randomly, it's called Dead as Disco.
Oh,
so
yeah,
downloaded it last week, but I actually played it this week. It's super fun. I definitely will be buying it when it comes out. It's not fully out yet, but the demo, like they let you add your own songs, and then if you have the correct beats per minute, like you're actually playing and fighting to the beat of the song. So I was using some Michael Jackson songs, of course, because I just like Michael Jackson. But no, it's super dope. So it
cool.
seems like it's choreographed, but just because it's just based off like the beats per minute. So yeah, like stuff happens on the beats, and it's just a lot of fun. So definitely buying that when it comes out.
Nice. That one sounds fun. Yeah.
And then if they let you, well, I don't know if they'll let you mod, but if mods come out, I'm definitely putting some characters in there that I like.
Mm-hmm.
Because I've been seeing mods all over the place. Manga-wise, Chainsaw Man and One Piece, caught back up in those. And then I finished the book, Let Me Hear a Rhyme. So I'm on number 3 now.
Nice.
Entering the 3rd month of the year.
Nice.
This year, I will finish 12 for sure.
Nice. You're right on track. Yeah. It's cool. Cool. Anything else?
No, that's all.
I should have went first because I really did not have a nerdy week this week, really. So I've been playing Assassin's Creed Shadows still. I don't like that game. I feel like I'm never gonna finish that game. There's so much stuff to do. So right now I'm in the middle. I'm trying to figure out, like, do I want to do all the side stuff, or do I just want to get through the story and call it a day, or get through the story and then decide after if I want to do the side stuff. But there's way too much side content in that game. It's like never ending. That's where I'm at. I didn't even check my hour count, what I'm up to. I'm on probably like 50 something right now at this point. So I want to finish it because I don't want to get bored. Like, I don't want to burn out playing it. So I'm trying to decide if I just want to zoom through the rest of the story, but we'll see. So I've been playing that, and I haven't. So I tried to watch JJK this week, and I couldn't get through the beginning of the episode, the episode, because I was like, "What is going on?" And then I was like, "I don't want to force myself to watch this right now." I think I don't know, guys. I think I'm losing interest in JJK. I don't know. I'm really trying hard to to stick with it. But James, you watched it, right? Wait, Jaja, you didn't watch it. No, you didn't say you watched it.
I'm already on the. I'm not running to JJK. I'm gonna get to it. I'm not watching it yet, but I plan on getting to
James.
it.
Okay. Was this episode good, James, or was it like?
Yeah. So the beginning was super kind of dry. I think they would have benefited from showing who this character is and what their relevance to the current part of the story versus starting their introduction off with a flashback.
Yeah.
The flashback, like it does tie into like who he is and what his powers are, but I think they probably should have showed that first and then give us a little bit more background information, because then we would have been interested in finishing his backstory. Because when I was watching, I was like, why does this matter right now?
Right.
But then like it makes sense at the end. But yeah, they should have showcased him first and then give a little bit of backstory.
Because I just couldn't care to get to the end at all. I was like, I need to finish this episode, but it was dragging. Every minute felt like an hour. And then I was like, okay, I'm not gonna do it right now. And it's weird because there was no episode last week. So coming off of having no episode to then jumping into this, I was just super confused, and I was not in headspace to watch it. So I turned it off, and I have not gone back to it yet, but I will. But I feel like I'm forcing myself at this point. I'm assuming it's gonna get good, but I don't know if I care to be along the journey with the story right now. I don't know.
So far, I'm not seeing what the hype is about, because people were saying like this was probably like the best arc in the series.
Yeah.
So, like, so far, it's a little bit of a letdown. Yeah.
So hopefully in the last half it picks up and I can see what everyone's talking about. But yeah, I've seen people say that too, and I don't know. It's not looking good for y'all right now, y'all. It's very, very overhyped. But what is it, like episode 5? Is episode 5? 5 episodes into a, and it's gonna be 24 episodes this season, split into 2 parts, right? Okay, so I guess there's still time to ramp it up, but it's just
this is episode 7.
Episode 7 of 12 episodes.
Yeah.
For this first half.
Wait, not 7. It was 8. So we only have 4 episodes left.
We've already gone through 8 episodes? I can't even tell you what happened in those 8 episodes. That's crazy.
Not much.
Not much.
Yeah, not much.
Yeah. Okay, so episode 8 of a 12 episode half. Yeah, I'm assuming all the stuff is going to happen in the last half.
Yeah, we're just setting everything up right now.
It's too much setup. I don't like it. So I'll get back to it eventually. But I haven't watched any of my other anime this week. I don't know why. I just wasn't, like, sometimes I'm just not in a mood to watch anime, so it was just one of those weeks where I wasn't in the mood, so not much of it got watched. And maybe that's why I had less of a tolerance for JJK this week, just because I wasn't in the mood. But we'll see. I'll be back on it next week. I've been reading.
No. After you're done.
Okay. Sign of Affection, the latest chapters were out, and it was a pretty big chapter. Something crazy happened. So I didn't realize the chapter was out, and I was scrolling on Instagram, and somebody posted a panel like they often do. And something was spoiled for me, so I like screamed out loud. I scrolled past it quickly. I went to read the chapter, and then I came back to the post. But yeah, A Sign of Affection's really good. And yeah, something big happened. So again, I say this every week. I talk about this. If you don't read A Sign of Affection, you absolutely should, because it is absolutely worth it, and it is ongoing, and there's just so much stuff that happens outside the anime. So if you like the anime and you're hoping for a season 2, don't know if we're gonna get one, but you should read the manga. You should definitely read the manga. And I think that is all of my nerdy things for this week. Before we get into video game news, if you are new to the podcast, make sure to subscribe to us on YouTube. If you listen to us on audio, also make sure you subscribe to us on YouTube. Trying to grow the YouTube channel. So just make sure that you support us on there. as well as all the other platforms that you support us on. Thank you. All right.
Really, really quick.
Jaja, go ahead. What were you going to say?
Forgot to mention in my nerdy things that I watched the first episode of Paradise.
Oh, I forgot Dogs Back.
And
Yeah.
the first, I was, I had I was like, how are they going to continue this show the same and keep it the same level of suspense and stuff as the first season? This first episode, I didn't watch all three, but the first episode was really good. It really kept the same tone of the show, and even though it doesn't start off with this murder mystery, it's still you're still trying to figure out what's going on. So it still keeps this tone and the same feeling. So I'm excited to continue watching this new season of Paradise. Just wanted to say that real quick.
I never finished season 1.
It's a banger.
What? You just weren't interested, or what?
No, I was interested. I got through a chunk of it. I think I watched 5 episodes, but I just never finished it. I don't know.
Something else came
Sometimes
up.
that happens. You should know, Jaja, how that goes.
It gets lost in the sauce sometimes. There's a lot of stuff going on.
But I do need to finish it. I did say I was going to. It just, just like I also said I was going to finish A Night of the Seven Kingdoms. And I still will. I just have to be in the mood to watch things. A lot of stuff happened this week. Not nerdy, but Bridgerton Part 2 came out. That was big. So I was watching that of season 4. But I'm gonna get back into these things. I will.
I think we might have to pull out blurred consumption on Shannon this week.
Like, Paradise isn't even that nerdy though.
It could be for anything though.
Oh, say no more.
Actually, no. Should I take? I don't feel like blurred consumption should be for anything. I take that back. Well, if you guys feel it should be for everything, we can do that. Majority rules, but please don't pull that on me for right now. I had regret saying that because I knew somebody was going to bring that up, but it's fine. If that's what you guys want to do, then I'll watch it. I will. Okay. Let's get into some video game news. So, we had a Pokemon Presents this past Thursday, and some things got announced, including we saw a trailer for Pokemon Winds and Waves, and some other things got announced as well. I'll go through the list here. One of the more pointless things. So, Pokemon unveiled a tiny little Game Boy looking music box that you can get cartridges that play original music from the original Pokemon at a $70 price point. What do y'all think of that? Scam city. But that's
I didn't see how much it kind of costed. I thought it looked cool. Definitely
It's
something
$70.
purely for the collectors, but
yeah.
I don't think people will be rushing to the stores to buy this thing.
No, it was interesting.
People that aren't collectors, I should say.
I mean, it's a cool concept, but $70 is a lot of money for that. It should have been no more than $30 because it's $70 plus how much are the cartridges. I don't know if the cartridges are an additional. I'm assuming it is because it's framing it as you collect your favorite songs. So that's gonna rack up to be a pretty penny for what it is, and that's very interesting.
So just the music player is $70, and whatever.
So that's what
it comes with. It doesn't come with all 45.
I don't think it. Let me just verify that. I don't think it comes with all 45 cartridges.
No, it comes with the songs.
It
comes with all the songs.
If it came with all 45.
Okay.
Wait, what were you gonna say?
It comes with all 45, James. Is that what you said?
Mm-hmm.
It does? Okay. So that's maybe different, but still.
$50, I would say.
$50, right? 70 still seems like a lot, especially since I'm sure that Nintendo is scrubbing Spotify and YouTube and just pulling all these songs down that you can just listen to for free. So that you have no choice but to buy this if you really want to listen to these songs. I don't know if that's true, but that just seems like something that they would do. Yeah, $70 is still kind of steep.
Yeah, super novelty item. There's no headphone jack. It's just a mini jukebox. So
there's no headphone jack?
Yeah, you're just listening to the music out loud. So this is a novelty item for sure.
Yes, it is. One that you'll probably use for 5 seconds when you first open it. And then it'll sit on a shelf somewhere for you to look at as you pass by it every day. But, whatever. Somebody will buy it. Hardcore Pokemon fans. There's a new trading card set that features Mew and Mewtwo that is being released. they released a new Fat Pikachu plush. It's like a digital black and white Fat Pikachu plush that is also already sold out. You guys are killing me on the Fat Pikachus. Also, I found out you can only get it in Japan, which is kind of crazy. Why? I want one. But I don't want to pay $158 on eBay to be able to get it here, which is what people are reselling it for. So that's kind of nuts. 2 times more than what it costs. What else? What else did they announce?
They have some Pokemon coming back to the Pokemon Go app for anybody who's playing that.
Yes, they do.
There's some updates for some of the mobile games. I saw that Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness, the GameCube game, is going to the Nintendo Switch Classics collection. That's pretty cool.
Mhm.
That's what they should have did for Fire Red and Leaf Green, but
Yeah.
whatever.
I can't believe Pokemon Go is 10 years old. That's so crazy. I can't believe it's still been going on for this long. That's also crazy. But yeah. Okay, continue.
And then and then speaking of Fire Red and Leaf Green, they showed that you'll be able to transfer Pokemon from Pokemon Home. So, you'll in theory be able to port like Gen 1 Pokemon to wherever you want to port it to. Arceus, Pokemon Legends. You'll be able to use it in Pokemon Champions, which is they released some news for that as well, which is that was what I was looking for from this whole presentation. And that seems to be coming out in April for Switch and then later for mobile. So I'm gonna be playing it on mobile, so I won't be able to play it in April. So, but I'm definitely interested in this battle sim that they got.
Nice. And then yeah, so I think were those all the notable announcements? And then we can get into the Winds and Wave trailer, which
Well, I do want to highlight they showed some gameplay from Pokemon Pokopia. I don't know if you saw that.
I forgot about that game. Nope.
Game looks very interesting, vaguely similar to Minecraft. Basically Pokemon Minecraft with Power World crafting and survival in it. So that's interesting. Just wanted to highlight that as like they want to sue people for copying stuff, but they just literally just copied Minecraft. But anyway, it's another discussion. You should watch the trailer of the game. It looks like Pokemon. It looks like Minecraft combined with what's the farming sim game? There's a bunch of them.
Stardew Valley?
Yeah, and like Power World a little bit.
Yeah, Power World, yeah.
But yeah,
I'm very curious to see how that game's gonna do. No, it'll probably do really well with the cozy gamers, I think.
It's gonna sell.
In the cozy gaming community. Yeah, of course. Well, everything Pokemon sells. Whether or not it deserves to is another question. Anyway, I was kind of going to get into that with the Winds and Waves. And I know we've talked about this before. But anyway, the Winds and Waves trailer was also released. It revealed the new starter Pokemon and just the Gen 10 of Pokemon in general. So the 3 new starters are Sprout. Is that how you pronounce that? Whatever. That's like the little, is that like the little like chicken looking one?
The grass one.
The leaf Pokemon? Yeah, the grass Pokemon. Pom Bomb, which he's cute. The internet likes him. He's a fire Pokemon. Gekwa?
Let's go with that.
Gekwa? Yeah, let's go with that. The water Pokemon. So these are the 3 new starters of Pokemon Winds and Waves.
The game looks good.
How do you guys... The game looks
good
normal,
to me.
like any other Pokemon game.
The
setting looks cool.
Because it looks like the first, I think it was the Arceus game where it was like a 3D landscape. You see Pokemon walking around. But in that one, it looked very barren, so to speak. Like, I didn't see much.
That's the big complaint.
I didn't play it.
Yeah.
But in the trailers and stuff, you didn't see a lot of Pokemon running around, like, compared to, I'm sorry to, bring up Power World, where you see, like, herds of them walking around.
Mm-hmm.
But this one seems like it's more populated. There's, like, groups of Pokemon, like, doing their thing in the environment. It looked good to me, the trailer.
The setting looked cool. James, did you see the trailer?
Yeah, it did look more optimized for Pokemon. I believe they're saying it's only coming out for Switch too, so that would explain why it looks better than the previous. Because it's on a stronger system now, so they can do a little bit more now.
Yeah. I had a question, and I know we talked about this before, and obviously there's still a big fan base for Pokemon. People just will buy Pokemon games forever and ever and ever. And I guess it makes it different if you have new Pokemon that you keep adding to the rotation, like. As generations continue, there are new Pokemon. So I guess that makes it more interesting. But I'm wondering, What do y'all think the longevity of Pokemon is? Where it's like it's the same type of game, but we're just like we're in a different setting with different creatures. Do you think Pokemon is just going to keep living forever because it's Pokemon, or do you think there's going to come a time where people are kind of just tired of Pokemon games because it's essentially the same thing, different setting, new skins on your Pokemon, stuff like that?
I'm gonna answer your question by asking you a question.
Okay.
What is your favorite genre of video game?
I don't know, like fantasy RPG, I think.
Do you ever think there'll be a time where people will get tired of fantasy RPG?
Well, it's different depending on the game. You know what I mean? I guess because I don't have a video game franchise that I love that's been around as long as Pokemon has and has had as many games as Pokemon has had.
Well,
So it's
the
different.
point that I was trying to
Kingdom
make
Hearts
is
is pretty close.
that like
Well,
Pokemon is at this point, Pokemon is a genre. There's monster
yeah.
monster catching. There's like a million Pokemon-like games out there, and there's new ones coming out to this day. Like I follow a YouTube channel that's dedicated to like just monster taming games, and there's an insane amount of monster taming games coming out like on a consistent basis. I don't think this is dying out anytime soon. Pokemon,
No, it's
like
probably not.
if you're talking about Pokemon specifically,
I'm talking about Pokemon specifically.
I mean, I'm interested in this new game, so I mean,
Okay.
I don't see it dying out anytime soon. You know, as long as Pokemon, after the last game, you would think a lot of people lost confidence. But I mean, if they come back with like something that's pretty good, then it'd be
I
hard.
mean, I guess you have to see when it comes out. James, what do you think?
Yeah, I think Pokemon as a franchise kind of just isn't going anywhere because like they just recently opened up that Pokemon Kanto like park and people are interested in just going to look at statues of Pokemon. So if people are willing to travel to look at statues of Pokemon, I think people will be buying the games for forever. So yeah, I think this has staying power for sure.
Yeah.
And
it's interesting.
I'm interested in this new game coming out. Plus, I'm playing ROM hacks of like Pokemon Fire Red, and the fact that I can replay Fire Red like with a different story, different graphics, some features added in, and it's a good game. Like I don't know, it's gonna be hard to knock Pokemon off of the pedestal.
Oh yeah, I don't think so. I think that Pokemon is not going anywhere. I'm just wondering because a lot of people complain about how Pokemon games are repetitive, but that's just, I don't really at this point I don't see how they can make it much different. But
did you ever play Pokemon? Were you were you into Pokemon?
I played some. I was not one that played every single Pokemon game that came out. Yeah. I played the original games like way back on game, and when they moved into this 3D format, I think the only game I played was Sword and Shield. I think that was the only one from this new 3D format that they have. I haven't played any of the other ones, but the Pokemon like that type of gameplay, like what Pokemon is, it's not my favorite, which is why I don't play a lot of the games. But people have complained that it's repetitive. So, and this came up a lot when Power World was coming out. And people were saying that Power World is everything Pokemon should be, blah, blah, blah. And Pokemon doesn't change anything because everyone keeps buying it no matter what. So that's just what I'm wondering. As these games continue to come out, will it be a continued problem or are people just going to keep buying it? But people will definitely just keep buying Pokemon.
Yeah, I think the game, it's a really, like, the people who are into it, the gameplay loop is not getting stale. So.
Yeah. Alrighty. Anything else about Pokemon before we move on? Cool. Resident Evil Requiem came out this past week. IGN gave it a 9 out of 10, which is very high, unusual rank for IGN, who usually ranks things not that high. And it broke a Steam record for a Resident Evil game. When at the time of launch, it had 276,000 concurrent players, I think is the number.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's 267,509 concurrently shortly after launch. And that's just Steam. It launched on everything. It launched on Switch. It launched on Xbox. It launched on PlayStation. And it launched on the Epic Game Store. So it's probably doing very well. I've heard the internet's been talking about it a lot the last couple days, and I've heard a lot of good things about it. I will never play a Resident Evil game. I'm too scared for that. But maybe I'll watch somebody stream it. Like I watched somebody stream Resident Evil Village.
Just play with all the lights on. Like, in the daytime,
I would have to play with the sound off too, but then I wouldn't hear things coming, and then I would probably be dying all the time. I remember, I'll never forget, I tried to play Dead Space a long time ago, and I couldn't. It's too much anxiety. Like, I don't understand how people can, like, I don't understand how people play horror games. People that like horror, obviously, but I have too much anxiety. I'd be afraid to, like,
Yeah, I'm a
go
horror
around the
game
corner.
aficionado myself now that I play Dead by Daylight.
Okay. So are you
Maybe
gonna
I'll
be
check
playing
this out.
you're playing Resident Evil?
I'll probably not. I never really got into the franchise, but I have been seeing nothing but good things about it. So
Yeah, people have been saying a lot of good things about it. So congrats to them.
Yeah,
And we'll see.
people are going absolutely insane over this game. So
Yeah, they are.
it was highly anticipated. I'm interested in
It was.
playing it. Maybe when it goes on sale, I'll probably get it. But yeah, Resident. It looks good from all the gameplay I've seen, and if you're a Resident Evil fan, I'm pretty sure you're gonna like this because it just looks like a really good, polished Resident Evil game. So
Yeah, and it's like a mashup of like survival horror and I forgot the word I was going to use, but you can play as two different characters, and they each have a different type of play styles. I think with Leon, it's more like offensive, and
action.
then more action, and then the other character, I forget her name, is more like survival horror. So it's cool that you get to jump back and forth. It's a new concept to the game, and I think that that's also why a lot of people were excited about it as well. But it also looks really good. Like the pictures I've been seeing of the gameplay and the graphics, it looks pretty good visually. So that's cool. If I was into Resident Evil, I'd probably be excited too. But yeah, people have been talking about this a lot, so that's good. People have also been talking about, we finally have a release date for Wolverine, which I think we were talking about this, was it last week, where we were saying like, where is the release date? Or a couple weeks ago, I feel like we were talking about, for at the State of Play, we were saying that we were surprised that we did not get a release date for Wolverine yet. But here it is, September 15th. So that's right around the corner. Kind of. I'm excited for this, and I will probably be buying this day one. What about you, James?
Yeah, likewise. I might mess around and pre-order it.
You probably will pre-order it. The super, super deluxe edition? Is that what you're getting?
Depends on what it comes with.
One of those ones that comes with like the figurine is like $300. Is
It'll
that what you're
probably
gonna
be
get?
some big old statue. Nah, if it's just a statue, then not good.
Okay. I am very excited for this. Sorry, Jaja.
yeah, no, it looks good. The trailer that came out, the game looks absolutely amazing.
Yep. But in some bad news, Sony is pulling back. So Sony had previously said that it was more open to having their games go to PC.
Rumors. So this
Rumors,
is something
right?
that's
Not
been
confirmed.
buzzing this week. There's some people that are close to the Sony circle that are saying that, like, under the current leadership, they don't think releasing games on PC is not a priority for PlayStation right now. And then there's people saying that they're shifting their focus for the single player games to be console exclusives, and for the PC to get the live service games that they're coming out with. So the rumor is nothing confirmed by Sony. We're going to have to see what's going moving forward. But a lot of people are speculating that Wolverine will be a console exclusive. And
Probably.
not even after a year will it come to Steam. So that's going to be interesting to watch.
I'm not surprised by that at all.
I would like to see how that strategy plays out with, the state of the landscape, with Xbox spreading their wings, on PlayStation, tightening up and doubling down on the exclusive model. That's going to be pretty interesting to see how it plays out.
Yeah, I lost my train of thought. I was just about to say something.
If I were to take a little low blow, I mean, they have slowed down with their first party releases, so they don't really have nothing to port. But yeah, that's just me, taking a little shot.
I see, Jaja. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this. It's gonna be a great day when this comes out. I'm excited, and I think that little chunk of time, September and October, I think there are a few things coming out. It's that,
quite a few games.
obviously,
When is
Grand Theft Auto
Pokemon Fighting Soul
6.
coming out? Do you have the release date of that, James?
That was August.
Okay.
And isn't there? So it's okay. So Tokon in August, Wolverine in September, Grand Theft Auto in November. There was something else out. Isn't there another big title coming out like right in that time frame? I think there was. I don't remember what it is.
Like
though.
it is.
Yeah, I'm just gonna Google it real quick, see if something comes out.
While we're on the subject, while you're googling it, I'll just while we're on the subject of Sony, I know we talked about last week that they closed Blue Point Studio,
Yes.
and we were like, there's more stuff that came out, but we were pretty much we covered a lot of the stuff, the reasons. Like they bought them. They haven't really done anything for 5 years. They wanted them to focus on live service games instead of the remakes that what they're known for. They made a really good Dark Souls remake, and
Hmm.
but they wanted them to focus on live service games. Apparently, they pitched doing a Bloodborne remake, and uh, what is it, From Software, they weren't with it. They think they want to develop a Bloodborne remake. So they got denied that. They were denied making a Bloodborne, and I think they pitched, what else did they pick? They wanted to do Shadow of Colossus, they wanted to do Ghost of Tsushima, and they were both denied. So the breaking point apparently of this situation happened when in February, when they announced that they were going to do a God of War trilogy remake internally, and not a Blue Point game. So I guess, Blue Point must have said something to them, and then they decided to close the studio a week later, saying that they couldn't justify, let me see, they couldn't locate any projects or partnerships which would leverage Blue Point's unique technical expertise for future PlayStation Studio ventures. So that's interesting because they weren't even, trying to get them to make any remakes at the time. And there's a ton of IPs that they could have gone back and brought like from the PS1, PS2 era. Like it doesn't even have to
Hmm.
be as recent as Ghost of Tsushima. So that was the part that I wanted to bring up about, the God of War trilogy that they're remaking, and they didn't let Blue Point do it. So I guess that was what was the breaking point.
But why? So when I was reading that, why wouldn't they let them do it though? Like, why were they getting denied all these projects? Was the point? Like, was the question I had when I was reading this?
They wanted
Were
them
they
to
just
make
looking
a
for an
live
excuse?
service game instead. Like I don't know.
Were they just looking for an excuse to close the studio?
Could have been. If the live
Yeah.
service thing didn't work out, they're probably like, well,
Yeah.
let's cut our losses here.
Yeah.
I think the studio themselves that are responsible for those titles, though, like if they want to do a remake themselves, but a third party like a Blue Point is doing it instead, like it's a small market to capture if you are trying to remake games, and like that studio is still up and running. Like if a new Sly Cooper were to come out, like would they be like, all right, we'll let Blue Point do it instead of the company that is actually active still? Well, they're making Ghost of Yotei games.
Yeah. But
Like,
I
would you
guess
want that company itself to do it, or give it to a
yeah,
third
but
party?
I guess if a remake is not on the priority of the original studio that made the game, then a remake is something you could be waiting years and years for if they're actively developing something else. So if another studio wants to do it and that's going to promise me the game sooner and not like 5 or 6 years from now, then yeah, let them do it. I
Yeah.
wouldn't be.
I think
But
it
I
comes
could.
down to money though, because then it's like,
Yeah,
all
of
right, if Blue
course.
Point makes it, of course they got to make some money, but then it's like
Yeah.
the studio that actually owns the rights to it, like where do they fit into that pie? And I'm sure they probably be like, oh, we could just do it ourselves and get more of the money, but then it's like not a priority to them, so then
Yeah.
it's just on the back burner. So now no one's making any money.
Right. Right. Exactly. So I guess yeah, which is unfair, but
Yeah.
that's
And the
where we
fans
are.
take the biggest L because then they don't get these things.
They don't get their games. We don't get our Sly Cooper remake, which I want. I want a Sly Cooper remake.
And apparently they were
That's where we
working
are.
on a God of War live service project that didn't turn out good. So I guess, that's what they wanted.
Did anybody ask for that? Would people have wanted a God of War live service game?
I don't even know what that would have looked like.
Right. Yeah. I'm just like, that seems a little weird.
I like God of War, but I don't think live service God of War, like we can't all be Kratos in the server.
Maybe it would have been a live service game based in the God of War. Who knows? Whatever. It's not happening. Yeah, but that's sad. All right. What else is going on?
So apparently New York is suing Valve for the
Yikes.
loot boxes in their video games, saying that it's promoting gambling, especially among minors. So
Is it?
Valve is responsible for Counter-Strike, Team Fortress, and they have loot boxes, which so do a lot of other games. So it's very interesting that they're targeting Valve, who's associated with Steam. They own Steam, which it's very interesting right now that this is happening. But everyone,
Yes,
pretty
this is
much
like
everyone, a lot of games have like loot boxes, like all the gotcha games, any game where you can buy a random box and you have a chance to get some high level loot. That's a loot box. So I don't know. What do you guys think about this?
This is similar to the argument where they were saying that first person shooter games encourage violence in young people. I just think it's, aside from the fact that all games have loot boxes, so I don't know why they're targeting Valve, but just in general, the argument that it promotes gambling, I think is a little out there. Is there evidence of this? Or is it something that they're just saying? Where's the evidence that it promotes gambling in young people?
They're claiming that children introduced to gambling by the age of 12 are 4 times more likely to become problem gamblers as adults. This is coming from the Massachusetts Department of Health.
But yeah, so the main thing is that, like you said, a lot of games have loot boxes. So it doesn't make sense to target a single company for this when it's a problem everywhere throughout all different types of games from all different companies. So that's strange.
Yeah, and then a lot of people aren't even reported on this. It's only Reuters I've seen really reporting on this. So that's interesting.
Just because it's like
cases like this happened a couple different times before. So with Overwatch specifically, they got sued because of the loot boxes in game. So they ended up removing it because of the lawsuits and stuff going on. So yeah, I mean this happened before. Someone might be looking for a quick buck or who knows, but yeah, game companies have been sued for enabling gambling basically for quite some time now.
Interesting. I wonder what the outcome of this is going to be.
Yeah,
if
it's
Valve is
something
going
to watch.
Yeah.
And speaking of Overwatch, real quick, have you jumped back into Overwatch, James? I heard it had a resurgence recently with the update.
No, I haven't. I've still been on Rivals. I was playing Overwatch for a while, but they have been making some new different updates and different characters have dropped since the last time I played. So I played as recently as like September of last year.
Yeah, I'm hearing that the newest update is like back to form, and it's a lot of people are playing it again. So might be something to check out.
Yeah, recently it's the working game right now is Overwatch 2 technically. So they released an update and they said we're dropping the 2 from it and we're just calling it Overwatch again. So now it's just back to being called Overwatch instead of Overwatch 2. So everyone's like, why did they make that big of a deal for it to go back to being called Overwatch?
Okay, let's move on to the continued news of the shakeup at Xbox. So the new CEO, Asha Sharma, which we talked about last week, Phil Spencer's out, and so is Sarah Bond. Asha Sharma is in as the new CEO of Xbox. So she says that we shouldn't read too much into the fact that her gamer tag is 3 weeks old, and like her gaming history on the gamer tag or whatever. She says that she had not been faking her play history. She said that her account had previously been shared with others at home. So which is why and her gamer tag now was set up for her use only. I don't really know how true that is, but that's what she said. She said that faking would be a terrible idea that wouldn't work. And she's not pretending to be the best gamer. That's not her goal. Her goal is to help take Xbox into their next generation. And she's not really focused on the fact that she's not a gamer. I don't know. People are still very iffy about this.
Yeah. There's been the news around this has been kind of like crazy. She's been on the internet a lot, she created a gamer tag, whatever. We talked about that last week, and then she's been on like Twitter and social media, like talking to like Xbox influencers and influencers and stuff like that. People are criticizing her for that. Like, why are you like so like you shouldn't be like talking to them yet, at least, because there's nothing to talk about, really.
Yeah.
I think she's doing an interview with Windows Central, I believe. And there's a lot of people, I guess, jealous of that, taking, saying that it's going to be a biased interview or whatever. But I'm kind of like, from last week, I know I came on here and I was like, I'm over Xbox, I'm jumping ship, I'm going to PC. I kind of, settled down from that a little bit. I'm going to give her a shot to show that, she's going to steer the ship in the right direction. Hopefully, I mean, there's a whole team that has to make, helps make these decisions. So it's not like.
Yeah.
she can really go that far off course from where they're already headed. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'm just gonna, hold my take and just see what happens in the future. And not jump to
Yeah.
conclusions, but she should stay off the internet. She should probably just talk to her
Yeah.
team and let them get to know her.
Yeah, so that's what Peter Moore did an interview with GamesBeat, and that's what he was saying. He was saying that she just needs to spend this time learning as much as she can. This is a new avenue that she's pursuing that she knows little about based on her history. So she should spend the time learning what it is to be in the video game industry and what she can bring to it based on what is there. I agree. She probably should stop trying to defend herself to the gamers that are calling her out on everything. I don't really think that helps. It's not going to help because she doesn't have the gaming knowledge. So there's no point in you trying to defend yourself to the toxic gamers of the world when the experience is not there. You should just, I agree with Peter that she should just spend her time learning all that she can learn and figuring out how she's going to apply her background to the background of the new position that she's in. I agree.
Yeah, I think her not being a gamer here kind of speaks to her interacting with gamers because everyone
Mhm.
knows gamers are just extremely toxic. So
Yeah.
anything you say to them, they can spin it into a negative. So I mean, she could be the most well-meaning person, but if you're talking to gamers, they're gonna find some negative in what you're saying.
Yep. Yep. So really the best thing that she can do is just disengage from the internet. Just stop looking at what people are saying. Don't try to defend yourself in any way because really the defense is not there. So yeah, they're just going to tear anything that she says apart.
And speaking of the GOAT, Peter Moore, the guy who was probably one of the most successful leaders in Xbox, he's basically telling her, to hold the controller for like the next 6 months and don't let it go and just, play games and just get to know what it means to be a gamer. And I think I wish we would bring back Peter Moore a little bit, but yeah, I think her AI background, I'm a little bit more optimistic about her AI background because we all know that the AI it's here to stay. So having
Yeah.
somebody there who understands it a little bit, maybe she can, merge it into this business model in a positive way.
Yeah, I was gonna say like she has the experience there to make whatever AI integration meaningful or something that makes sense. Because it is true. AI really isn't going anywhere, no matter how much people fight against it or argue about it or anything like that. It's gonna be here. So if people are using it responsibly, we can only hope that that's the case. Then what can we do? We can only hope that that is what the outcome of that will be.
Yeah,
We don't know.
I'll
but-
give all gaming companies here the sauce right quick. You guys can pay me on the back end, but the AI should be used as a productivity tool, and that's it. Because game development takes time. It might take you, 6-7 years to put out a game. So in the case of let's say Bluepoint Studios, they were making a game. It took them, I don't know what their roadmap was, but within 5 years they were closed down because the game that they were making didn't look like it was going to be successful. So if you shorten the time that it takes you to make a game, let's say instead of coming out in 6 years, it comes out in 3 years. So now Bluepoint has had 5 years of runway. They're like, oh, you guys aren't making any money in 5 years. If we can drop a game in 3 years and see, okay, that didn't work, let's try something else. 2 years in, we'll be developing, 60% done with a whole nother game. You release two games in a time window that it would have took you to drop the one. That's how AI should be used productively. So we cut down development time, put out games faster, fail faster, and see, all right, that didn't work. Let's try something else. And then move on with our lives. That should be the AI play instead of we need AI actually in a game to do who knows what.
Yes. Well said, James. I agree. So yeah, I wish her luck. Woman to woman. I'm not about to be up here tearing somebody down for their accomplishments.
There. Being a woman in gaming, I don't think I wish that on anybody.
Yeah, nope, because the industry is very toxic and she's already up against a lot not having a gaming background going into this industry where it's just full of nothing but toxic fanboys in the gaming industry. So, hopefully she does what she needs to do to learn what she needs to learn and she brings something good to this position. We'll see. It was still an interesting choice overall though, but we're here now, so what can we do? All right. Anything else about Xbox before we move on?
No, nothing about Xbox, but do have. Actually, is there more about Xbox? No.
I don't know. I don't think so.
And some, not too good news. We have some more studios that are having difficulties. The gaming publisher Nacon, they also do gaming accessories, but they are more known for the games that they have. It's been reported that they're filing for insolvency after its majority shareholder, Big Ben, failed to make a loan repayment. And the company's saying in a press release, to date, the company reports available assets do not allow it to meet its liabilities. So it said it was allowed to continue operation, protect employees, and maintain jobs while renegotiating with its creditors. So they're known for games Styx Blade Agreed, Terminator Survivors. Oh no, it was set to release Terminator Survivors, but Styx Blade Agreed, I believe, is out. It published Hell Is Us, Test Drive Unlimited, Solar Crown. But this is, it's sad. Another studio seems to be shutting down. It's losing its funding for whatever reason.
Yeah. And another studio is shutting down, or like was hit with layoffs also. The Full Circle, the studio that develops Skate, also just was faced with layoffs as well.
Yeah, and this is and
What's-
they just released the live service game. So I thought the live service thing was supposed to be, you know, so profitable, but it ends up that the player count on Skate has declined. So I guess they're not making as much money as they thought they would have been making. So
Yeah. The gaming industry is so unstable. Wow. What just a volatile industry right now. It's crazy.
so live service is not always the answer.
No. I don't know what the answer is now in the
I also know the answer to this. Game studios, I'll give you the sauce. Make the
Okay.
games you want to make. Don't make what you see somebody else make a lot of money doing. Because everyone's chasing live service. They see, oh, Fortnite made this much money their live service. They've been going on for, it's been like a decade plus of Fortnite now. But then we get games out of nowhere, like let's say Hollow Knight, for example, or even Expedition 33. They were former game developers somewhere else. They went and made the game that they wanted to make. They made a smash. They made tons of money. That's the formula. Make the game you want to make instead of trying to chase a trend. Because once again, game development takes time. It takes years. So if you say, oh, this thing worked for these people, let me make a game like that. It's going to take you at least 6 years to get that game out.
Yeah.
By 6 years pass, people are going to be on to the next thing.
Yeah. But I guess it's hard if you're owned by a large studio. I mean, it's easier to say that if you're an independent studio, then you're definitely free to make the games you want to make.
I think we need to go back to when multiplayer and the internet in gaming first came out. And it was like you make a good single player game, full experience on its own. And then the multiplayer was more like an additive and like an adaptation of that single player experience into a multiplayer form or whatever. And not trying to make it so much live service. Like back in those days, you could host your own lobby, and it was more of like, it felt like more of a community of gamers than, you know, you jumping on their servers to do all these daily grinds to get this loot that's going to disappear and you'll never have access to in the game again, or you got to buy all this stuff in the game that you already bought, or we should just go back to releasing full complete games, not trying to milk the game, not trying to like milk the users for all these microtransactions. Like in my case, as far as DLCs are concerned, I think those shouldn't even be sold separately. Those should just be given out for free, added to the game, especially now that, you know, MAUs are important, monthly active users. That'll get people who have already purchased the game back into the game, and then you get new people who all they have to do is buy the game, not buy the game and buy the DLC. You know what I mean? So stop being so greedy.
Well, that's capitalism, unfortunately. But I agree with you, though. I just don't think all everyone cares about right now is their bottom line, which is unfortunate, which takes away from the passion of creating also. So that's also an issue. All right. What else, Jaja? Take us into the next story.
So James mentioned that he about to jump into Horizon's Hunter Gathering this weekend. It seems like there's a couple other server slams, beta tests, whatever you want to call them, happening this weekend. I just downloaded the Marathon beta test, so I think I have today and tomorrow to jump into that and see what that's like. So I'll give my review on that next week. I can't get into Horizon's Hunter Gathering. I think that's a PS5 thing, right, James?
Yeah.
There's another one. There's a game called Spellcasters Chronicles. It's a MOBA, a multiplayer online battle arena that it looks pretty cool. I downloaded that too, so I'm gonna check it out. And you know, Steam Next Fest is going on right now. I mean, I don't really have nothing to highlight from Next Fest. There's like a million demos and games out for it right now.
Yeah.
So I would suggest anyone who's a PC gamer or who games on Steam to just, you know, check out the demos that are over there. A lot of stuff with
Yeah.
Sony logos. I don't know if what that means. Like, is it a Sony studio that's coming out with the game? Like, there's a few games that are getting like premiere trailers in Steam Next Fest with the Sony logo.
Interesting. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's interesting. I
Yeah.
didn't dig too deep into the Steam Next Fest, so I don't have the details to report on that, but I'll look into it.
Yeah. I've been seeing a bunch of articles come out from things that were announced, but yeah, I haven't been paying too much attention to it either. FanFest is also going on, and there's been stuff coming out about that as well. Cool. Anything else in video game news before we move on to some TV movie news?
Whatever we haven't covered this week, we'll cover next week.
Yeah, I think we made it through everything in the rundown. There was a lot going on. Anyway, in some TV movie news, big news, Paramount is back on the table, and they have reached a deal with Warner Bros. To purchase Warner Bros. After Netflix has bowed out of the race to own Warner Bros. So, unexpected, because I thought that this was pretty much wrapped up. I thought it was a done deal, but they offered Paramount a chance to come back to the table with a better bid, and they did. And it looks like that is what is happening. I know that some people are happy about this. I am not really, just because Paramount Skydance, because they went through a merger recently. What was it, last year or 2 years ago? One of those things. I don't know. Paramount has become a little bit of a sketchy company, just based on its affiliations. Who's in charge of Paramount Skydance? Larry, what's his name? Larry Epson is his name? Is that the CEO? Yes. Anyway, Larry Epson, just who he is, his connections to the Trump administration, all those things. It's a little bit of a sketchy waters. So who knows what they're going to do with Warner Bros. They promised that they were going to keep cinema alive, which is fair. But they also now are going to own, they're going to own CNN now, CBS, all these things. It's becoming a little bit of a monopoly, which I don't really like. It's a little sketchy. So I'm wondering what's going to happen when because they have to go through antitrust approval still. I'm wondering what's going to happen there. But I'm not thrilled about this. Not thrilled. But Jaja, sorry, I'm just looking at this other article that you put in here. This has been good for Netflix's stock that they have backed out of this deal, apparently.
Yeah, there were reports that the stock rose on the news that Netflix was bowing out of the deal. It seems that in this deal, Paramount had to pay Netflix $2.8 billion, which is the termination fee that Warner Bros.
Yes.
Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
So they got a good 2.8 out of this. And the bid that Paramount just recently proposed, which won them the deal, Netflix chose not to match or compete with. And some are speculating that Netflix was trying to push the price up for Paramount to make it more difficult for when this acquisition happens. They just have to pay a more expensive price for it. So, drain some of your resources. Yeah. So I don't know if industry insiders are looking at that and buying up Netflix stock and saying that Netflix, kind of won this war a little bit with that, but I don't know.
I mean, won the war for their own pockets, but not for the industry. I mean, we'll see. Either way, there were pros and cons to either company winning the bid for Warner Bros. But I was a little bit more partial to Netflix, TBH. And sorry, I was saying Epson. It's Larry Ellison. My bad. Correct me. There's a correction there. But yeah, I think I would have been partial to Netflix owning Warner Bros. Than Paramount.
Yeah, Netflix freed up a lot of cash here. But if we're talking stock market, we're talking numbers here. Paramount's market cap is about 11 billion, and they are looking to buy a company for 110 billion. Just on paper, that does not make sense at all. So somebody with more expertise than me will have to make sense of this for me, because that makes no sense at all. But we'll see what happens.
We'll see what happens. What are the plans now that they have? Yeah, we'll see. It was very sketchy and unexpected. I did not expect that. I did not expect Paramount to be back on the table at all for this. So
yeah, they did say that they're still going to pump out at least 30 movies a year. So we'll see what that looks like.
We'll see.
Somebody needs to release the Batwoman movie.
Yes. Go back into the archives and release the movies that we didn't, especially that one. Okay. But we'll continue to follow that we're definitely going to get more news about that as it finalizes. All right. Moving on. Avengers Doomsday has reportedly pleased Disney executives in early screenings. So I was reading through this, Jaja, because I know you put this in the rundown. Does this give you hope that this is going to be a good movie?
You talking
I
to
take this
me?
with a grain of. Yeah, you put this in the rundown.
I am fully like my hype is at 100% for this movie. Let's put it like that.
Okay. All right. I'm taking this with a grain of salt because shouldn't every movie have pleased Disney executives before if it was allowed to come out? I don't know. Whatever. It's fine.
We've seen the last
I
movies that came out.
well, but that's what I'm saying. But still, it has to go through like somebody has to be like, you know what I mean? I'm sure that somebody said this is good to go when they watched it, and then it was good to go, and then it wasn't good at all. But I'm not saying that I think Doomsday is going to be a bad movie. Like I trust the Russo brothers just based on their history and the MCU to make a good film. I just think it's very ambitious, and I'm interested to see what is going to happen. But I'm not going into it very hyped at all. I'm going into it with very neutral expectations so that I am not disappointed. So I want to set myself up for failure there.
Pretty good idea, but yeah, it's too late for me. I'm getting hyped off of AI concept trailers.
I'm going to reserve my judgment until we see an actual full-length trailer. We're still waiting on that for both Spider-Man and this movie, so we'll see. And I hope that Marvel has learned its lesson about just giving too many things away in their trailers. Like, I don't want to see half of the movie in your trailer. Please don't give us that. Like, we need to bring back the art of an effective trailer, and that is revealing as little as possible while still maintaining audience interest. So we'll see what happens. But I have neutral expectations. James, what are your expectations for this movie?
Yeah, I'm hoping to go on it knowing as little as possible about it, so I don't want to read like any Doomsday backstory. So that way, I have a fresh take on it. But I mean, I'm going to see it regardless. I already know anyways. So
yeah, I mean,
coming
it's
out
definitely going
Christmas
to be
season.
it's definitely going to be a box office achievement for Marvel. I think I think people are invested and bought into this movie, so I do think it's going to do really, really well at the box office. But what the quality is of it, we shall see. Neutral expectations.
Yeah, for me, whenever they've done an Avengers movie, it just feels different from like when they're doing like a solo hero or a little team up movie. It just feels like
Yeah.
these movies are supposed to be epic, and so I'm
Mhm.
expecting that.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll see. We'll see. Yeah, I'm definitely expecting a big box office, big movie event. So we'll see what happens. All right, moving on to our live action remake corner. We got a first look at Kratos and how do you say his name? I'm sorry, guys. I don't play God of War. Atreus? I've never
Let's
played
go
God
with
of War
that.
ever.
Atreus.
There you go. Yeah. Well, James knows. He plays God of War. Well, how did you say it, James?
Atreus.
I'm going to cut this part out because it makes me seem just very...
You just put the wrong emphasis on the wrong syllable. That's all.
You can just
so
call
we
him
got
boy. That's what Kratos calls him.
Okay, great. So we got a first look. James, you are a resident God of War player. So how are you feeling about this casting?
The casting is great. This image stunk though. I thought it was AI at first, honestly.
Okay, so are you not sold on the makeup and costuming then?
Nah, like I feel like this is probably like concept art because it just does not look right. If you're looking at it right now,
I'll put it up.
It just looks strange. Then so the actor that's playing Kratos, he kind of came online and said, "Don't believe everything you see online, kids." So, but
so it's
the
not a
crazy
real
thing
image?
is, Amazon Prime is the one that posted this image. So
Yeah, I mean,
what are we
I'm
supposed
sure.
to not believe that we see? Like we're
Right.
we're looking at it.
Yeah, was he saying that to kind of like curb the backlash, probably? But
Maybe
yeah, like you said,
your employer posted this image, so why would we
yeah,
not believe your employer? But maybe it's going through the whole Sonic thing of like, they put a first look out. The fans said, "Hey, that's not it. They gotta go back in
yeah.
the lab."
But so they're gonna go back and reshoot? That's crazy. It's
I
different
don't know
because
what they gotta do, but
Sonic was animated, but this is like actually shot. So then you have to go back and do reshoots. That's expensive. But that's a general consensus that the photo seems a little bit off. So
yeah, it just looks weird.
yeah. And when is it supposed to come out?
I think it's supposed to come out next year. I didn't know if they had started officially filming yet.
Let's see.
Yeah,
Yeah, it comes out next year.
Next year. Okay.
But yeah, filming is supposed to start this month. So yeah, that was like a concept image.
I was about to say,
Interesting.
like, if this image looks like AI generated 100% to me, this does not look like a real photo.
Yeah, like it just looks something looks off about it. But yeah, if they start filming this year, there's no way that's a like on set
Yeah.
image of.
Okay. So we'll just have to wait and see until we get a real trailer and real images. Yeah. But this photo definitely, yes, looks like it was AI generated. It does not look. The coloring is just, I don't know what it is. It just looks.
The hand by the tree looks weird.
Yeah. The bow and arrow also looks, it's just weird. It's interesting. Okay, so there's time. There's time for them to come back from this. So we'll see when we actually have a real photo, not an AI photo. All right. Anything
Yeah, but nonetheless,
else?
still excited for the show.
Yes.
Hopefully it does not look like that. I think they have heard plenty backlash, so they'll do what they need to do. Because yeah, that just weird. Honestly, I think they could have literally just done it in like the same animation as the cutscene of the real Leo game, like Final Fantasy Advent 7 or Final Fantasy 7 Advent Children.
Yeah.
Like if you just gave us, game cutscene, but just a full length, that would have been fine. Or if it was animated, like, Invincible or Castlevania or anything, that also would have just been perfectly fine. I don't think we needed a live action for this one.
Yeah. But, this is the era that we're in. Live action. Live action is it.
The era's about to take off because this image reminds me of the videos that I've been getting on Instagram specifically about the new AI that's making all the movies and stuff. And now they're doing all these anime recreations in live action in the AI, and they they look pretty good. AI does like word like shot for shot. Like I think I sent y'all a couple of them. They did one for Freeman.
I refuse to watch it.
It's a live action, and it looks pretty epic. But
I refuse.
Yeah. Have you been watching Freeman, the new season?
Yes, I have. I didn't watch this week's episode just because, I didn't watch any anime this week. But yeah, I'm pretty much up to date besides this current episode that just came out.
Has it been like, should I hop to it or can I wait for it to, flesh out?
You can wait. You can wait because it seems like it's repeating what it did in season 1, where it was really slow the first couple of episodes before it starts getting into the meat of what the story is about for the season. So to me, it was following a similar pattern. It was kind of slow in the beginning. So you can definitely wait until the whole season's out so that you don't have to watch slow episode after slow episode until it picks up again. That's my opinion. But I'm enjoying it. I'm not saying it's bad, but that's just the formula it's following.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So we'll see. The God of War remake is probably not going to be out before this show comes out, right? Because I was like, I'll play the game, but it's definitely probably not going to be out before this show comes out.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Okay, that's fair. All right. Anything else before we wrap up for this week?
It's March. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure drops this month.
It is March. Is spring on the horizon? Hopefully, yes.
Doesn't the One Piece come out this month? Live action?
Yes,
One
it
Piece
does.
also
it comes
comes out this month.
This week? No, next week. Next week.
And Invincible.
Yes, and Invincible. If anyone is going to be in the Virginia area for BlerdCon next week, catch us there. We'll be wandering around, or maybe you'll see me wandering around and James wandering around somewhere else because that's what he does.
Yeah, I'll be on a panel on I think Friday.
Which panel is it? You have to let us know.
Yeah, it's about HBCUs.
Nice. Okay. Text me what the schedule for that is so we can make sure we get there on time to see that. Hopefully it's not the first panel of the day.
No, I think it's a little later in the day.
Okay. Cool. Got to get footage for that for, Blerds and Nerds. Awesome. Cool. Well, thank you for joining us for another week of the pod. As always, you can like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram at Blerds Nerds, follow us on TikTok, BlerdsNerds_pod. Send us an email, blerdsnerds@gmail.com, if you're a creator of color in the nerd space and want to come on to talk about your work. You can listen to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your podcast app of choice. And more importantly, subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're trying to get some traction on our YouTube. So if you listen to us on audio, which a lot of you do, please go over to our YouTube channel and hit subscribe there. And yeah, as always, just thank you for the continued support of the pod. As always, I'm Shannon.
James.
I'm Jaja.
Thanks for listening, guys. Bye.
Peace.